It's a problem that has plagued the city of Calgary and surrounding area, but the question is, how did officials not see this coming? Here's a snippet from a documentary airing this Sunday on City TV.
We're on 16th Avenue and we're in like a flood.
How could a catastrophic break happen twice in the span of a year and a half?
We don't know why this pipe broke.
You're right to hear the difference between this break and all the breaks that came before it. It's hugely significant. And I'll just tell you flatly, I'm scared.
The doc is called Calgary's Water Woes, put together by CityNews journalist Jillian Code, and Jillian joins me now. So Jillian, you've been working extensively on this project. Let's backtrack ever so slightly for those who are not familiar with what's going on. Let's talk about the issue and where you decided to go with this doc.
So Calgary's Bearspaw South feeder main, the largest feeder main in the city, supplies 60% of all of the water to Calgarians, as well as some communities outside as well. It burst unexpectedly in June of 2024, and there's a lot of questions of how did this happen? Why did we not see this coming? And the city worked very diligently to make a lot of repairs. That summer they made 30 different repairs to the section of pipe. There was a lot of issues with it. They put in more monitoring equipment. And I covered that extensively as well when that was happening. And as a journalist, as a Calgarian, I felt secure that this pipe, okay, they found all of the issues. And then on December 30th, 2025, it burst again. The city had no warning. The city didn't know that this was coming. And that left me with a lot of questions on how did this happen? So that's the route we went down with this documentary of what happened? Why wasn't this inspected? How could a pipe even be inspected and still find some issues with it?
I'm going to guess the answers weren't as simple as we thought.
No, very much not. When I first was looking into this, I kept finding that Calgary was a leader in this, that we actually developed inspection programs for pipes here in the city. So that was the question of, okay, if we are the leaders, how did this fail? Why wasn't it inspected? And I actually tracked down a senior infrastructure engineer with the city of Calgary who developed these inspection programs. They are very well known. They're used all around the world. And the issue is there isn't a cost-effective and reliable way to check for what happened to this pipe. So there is different types of corrosion that happens to the pipe, but the breaks to the Bearspaw South feeder main are a new type of corrosion. So we have some of the top inspection programs in the world, and we still couldn't find out that this was happening here.
Okay, so if there's someone who's watching this right now, they're not necessarily from the Calgary area, and they're saying, well, why should I care? There's a big reason why.
There is a very big reason why not just Calgary has underfunded infrastructure, but the entire country has been underfunding infrastructure because it's not something that people really campaign on. Nobody's going to win an election saying, hey, I want to fix all the water mains, I guess, unless you're here in Calgary. So for this to happen here in Calgary, it is a wake-up call for other municipalities because we have some of the top inspection programs. The infrastructure is deteriorating and failing right across the country. We actually, in this documentary, looked at Montreal's water main failure that happened just a few months after Calgary's. I think the biggest difference, and this is something that might frustrate a lot of Calgarians, is they didn't have water restrictions. Calgarians have dealt with weeks and weeks of water restrictions, more coming up in the spring, because there was secondary pipes put in. So while Calgary dropped the ball on putting in redundancy in the system, we were actually at the top of the pack when we were inspecting these pipes. So, you know, there's concern that these types of pipes can and will fail in other municipalities.
Okay, I know you delve really deep into this. I encourage you to check it out. Jillian Code, again, City TV, 8 p.m. Mountain Time this Sunday. Tune in.